After I began reprogramming my mind, something very important became clear. It wasn't enough to just think differently. Thoughts are powerful, yes, but without action, they remain like seeds that never touch the soil. What truly begins to shape reality is when intention and action merge. This is where most people get stuck. They either dream without acting or act without clarity. But manifestation requires the marriage of both. I had to ask myself a hard but honest question. Are my daily actions truly aligned with the future I claim to want? It's one thing to visualize wealth, health, or love, but if the choices you make every day contradict those visions, you're sending mixed signals to life itself. And life always responds to what you consistently do, not just what you occasionally wish for. This meant that I could no longer afford the luxury of living on autopilot. Each morning I would wake up and deliberately place myself into the role of my future self. I would ask, if I were already living my dream life, how would I show up today? How would I speak? How would I carry myself? What choices would I make even in the small, seemingly insignificant moments? And then I acted accordingly. Psychologists call this process self-signaling. Every action we take is a signal, not just to others, but to ourselves, about who we are becoming. For instance, if I said I wanted to be abundant, but then continued to treat money carelessly or constantly complained about not having enough, I was signaling lack. If I said I wanted health, but kept indulging in habits that drained my energy, I was signaling self-neglect. My subconscious was always watching, always taking notes, and so I realized that alignment wasn't about grand gestures, but about consistency in the little things. This wasn't always easy. Some days the old patterns wanted to creep back in, but I treated each day as a rehearsal for the future I was building. If an opportunity arose that seemed small, I still gave it my full presence, because I knew that how I handled the small was a test for the larger things waiting to arrive. It reminded me of an old saying, as above, so below, as within, so without, as in the small, so in the great. The way you handle today is a mirror for how you will handle tomorrow. And what's fascinating is how quickly momentum builds when your actions align with your vision. Within weeks, I started noticing what some would call coincidences, but what I prefer to call synchronicities. A chance encounter here, an unexpected opportunity there, a door opening in a place I had once assumed was locked. It wasn't random, it was the natural response of a reality aligning with the frequency of my actions. You see, opportunities often already exist around us, but until we act in harmony with them, they remain invisible. Another critical piece here was integrity. Integrity isn't just about keeping promises to others. It's about keeping promises to yourself. Every time I acted in alignment with my dream, I was casting a vote for that future. And every time I broke that alignment, I was weakening the signal. Integrity is the bridge between intention and manifestation. Without it, we're left wandering in circles, always dreaming but never arriving. Of course, some might argue that action without guarantee of results feels risky. And they're right, it is. But think about it. Inaction is also a choice, and it guarantees one thing, that nothing changes. So I decided that even if my actions didn't bring immediate visible results, they would at least bring me into alignment with the kind of person I wanted to become. And when you consistently embody the identity of the future self you envision, reality has no choice but to catch up. At its core, aligning action with intention is about living as if the dream has already arrived. Not in a delusional sense, but in a disciplined, practical sense. If your future self is confident, then act with confidence now. If your future self is successful, treat your current projects with the seriousness and respect you would give to larger ones. If your future self is abundant, learn to manage and appreciate what you already have. By embodying that alignment day after day, the line between someday and today begins to blur. Until the future no longer feels like something you re-chasing, it feels like something you've stepped into. So when I look back at those 60 days, what strikes me is not that the universe suddenly gifted me my dream life out of nowhere. What strikes me is how my own choices became the signal that told life, I am ready. And life, as it always does, mirrored back that readiness. The truth is simple but profound. Dreams don't manifest because you want them. They manifest because you become the kind of person who lives them. And becoming that person requires the courage to align your actions with your intentions day after day, even when no one else is watching. Because in the end, alignment isn't about someday, it's about who you choose to be right now. And the right now, if lived fully, is already the beginning of the life you dream of.